Hey. All right, so we are live on YouTube, which means that if you are speaking, the speaker view will be visible. So if you don't want your face on YouTube, you feel free to turn off your camera or just not talk, but hopefully that we would like to hear from you. If you don't know me, I am Amanda Goldman. I am our Academy Coordinator for Leading Edge. This is not going to be my show tonight. This is going to be our sixth grade team show. But as I said in the email that I sent out yesterday, we really felt that in a normal world, which we know we're not living in right now, but in a normal year, we would have seen so much of you guys by now. We would have had Mummy's Tomb and Humanities Night, and we would have had a big day of reading on last week when we came back from school, and we felt like it was important, especially as we have some new members of our team, to just get a little FaceTime with our sixth grade families and make some connections. So with that, I'm gonna hand things over to the sixth grade team, except I might be the first slide, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna hand things over to the sixth grade team and we'll chat, and as you have questions, I am the first slide, haha. Okay, I lied. I'm going to talk first. So as I said, we're here tonight because we miss you, and we really just want you as parents to know that we're here for your kids, but we're here for you too. And starting at a new school, middle school in this context is really messy, and we understand that. So like I said, we wanted to make sure we got a little FaceTime, make sure you knew whose voices you were hearing through the speakers of your kids' computers, and just touch base. I also am in a minute just going to share some like reopening news, because I think if you're watching the news or reading the news, it's very confusing right now, and I want to just be clear kind of where we're at as a school. And then my pitch, as always, is please be staying connected, please be asking questions, reaching out if you're having trouble, reading our updates, all of that good stuff. And that's what we got to do to keep being brave learners in this crazy time. So Sabaya, if you could show my crazy graph on the next slide. So I just wanted to share this really briefly. It's a little bit depressing. I apologize. I promise I won't go too depressing with it. But this is a slide that Dr. Wood, our executive director, shared with our board on Monday night. And it shows the COVID case positivity rate in Sacramento County. And the reason I show this is because, yikes, it's going up. Okay, that's not good news. But what has happened in the last month or so is every time we get a new news blast from the governor or a new update from public health, that threshold for where they say we might open schools kind of changes. If you see at first, they said it was down there in that red, yellow, orange area. And as you can see right now, we're really far away from that. But some of the newer updates from the governor have different options. All of which is very confusing, and like I said, changes moment to moment and depending on your understanding of the situation. Here's, as I understand it at this moment, what I want to share is nothing has passed the state legislature yet. There's no decisions from the state legislature or public health, so we're not at a decision point on this. But what I want you to know is, as a school, we're kind of ready for anything. We're fully staffed and ready if we have the opportunity to bring kids back. We're fully prepared with safety protocols, with devices. We've got it all in place. We're going to continue to follow what public health says, and we're going to continue to keep options available for you and your kids. So if this information is stressful, I'm going to give you permission to ignore it and know that we're here and we got you, and we'll tell you what you need to know. If you want to know more, you can always reach out to me, and I'll do my best to parse the news for you. And so with that, I will hand it over to our sixth grade team, and I can monitor the chat if anything comes up.
Alrighty. The next slide we want to introduce you to another new staff member who is our distance learning facilitator. Her name is Ms. Garmon, and she's not able to be here tonight. She has another meeting. She's actually working to become a full-fledged teacher, right? So through SCOE tonight, so that's awesome. She's going to introduce you. She'll tell you more about that here too. You know what? Are you able to hear her?
No.
No? Okay, let me fix something real quick. I need to stop share and reshare and share the audio. That would help. Always forget to press that little button. Okay, let me try that again.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kaylin Garmon, and I am one of the new distance learning facilitators at Leading Edge. Unfortunately, I am unable to make it tonight because I'm in the process of getting my teacher credential. Woo! But I wanted to make this video to introduce myself to you all. I look forward to meeting you, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye now.
So she's going to be helping us throughout this time as we transition between distance learning and our hybrid learning. She's amazing. And her little brother was one of our former Leading Edge students a million years ago. So we're so excited to have her on board.
Some of your kiddos might know her from base. She has also been known as Miss Mango in the past.
Mm-hmm. So this slide just has our email addresses. Email is always the best way to contact us and reach us, even better than the Schoology messaging. We are able to see your emails and reply to them, and those are all of our email addresses. All right, another new staff member to introduce.
Okay, hello, I am Madeline LaChapelle. So I am the new humanities and math teacher, and I'm really excited to join the team and get to know you. I've already met a lot of your kids so far, and we've been having a good time getting to know each other more in class. One of the main concerns that students had when they first started asking questions, and I wanted to talk about a little bit, was that we're going to keep doing the same curriculum. I'm not making any huge changes. I'm making more like minor tweaks. So I told the students I'm not pushing them along. I'm gently nudging them into starting some new things in class. We're going to start turning in pictures of their written work in math in the next couple weeks. But again, they're going to know ahead of time. And we're not doing that this week. We're going to start that next week when they've had some warning time and more explanation. My office hours are on the Google Calendar and on my Schoology page, so the students have seen that. I can also arrange one-on-one meetings if those are needed. And I also wanted to thank everyone for your support and patience as I become more familiar with the students in classes, but I am working really closely with the 6th grade team and the 7th and 8th grade math teachers to get used to these new classes.
That's my cue. Hi, everybody. I'm Marcia Meindl. I'm a humanities teacher along with Ms. LaChapelle and Ms. Babayev. And I also teach expressions, which is art and creativity, performance, team building, all kinds of cool stuff. On the next slide. So here I just expressed our state of the state and what our goals are. So really to continue to develop our skills and confidence in art. And I love developing individual skills and voice in art. And the kids are doing a great job so far. And then we also use expressions to support our humanities curriculum. This year, we haven't been able to do the traditional performances and celebrations we normally would do. But I have to tell you, I have found what we have been able to do exciting and creative and productive. So these are just a few of the different ways we approach to art. At the top left is an example of our 1-point perspective unit. On the bottom, in the middle is laundry art. The kids actually had to recreate famous paintings using laundry, and they did an amazing job. On the bottom right corner is an example of going outside in nature and creating a mandala based on natural objects that you could find outside. And really in distance learning, we're really trying to just find those creative opportunities and having equity in materials as well. So we're off to a good start. Love your kiddos. Can't wait to see what we can do the second half of the year.
Absolutely. And I'm the third humanities teacher, so 3 of us do work closely together, and our curriculum is very similar. You should notice that if your kids have friends in one of the other classes, we meet together, we plan together, so that we have the same curriculum for humanities. So for science and tech, I want to show you some of the cool things that your kids have been doing in this unit. We've been doing kind of an invention and innovations unit for science and tech. And these are some of their 3D designs that they made right that week before winter break. So they were trying to think of inventions that hopefully 10 years down the road would solve some problems. And these are the different ones. There is, oops, sorry, Mr. Shane. I put a link in here. Let's see if this one goes to it. So we
That was
can
my
see
big reveal,
some
Ms.
more.
Papaya. Come on.
I know, I'm sorry.
I worked so hard on that bit emoji.
So they've been doing things like discussion posts, and they've learned so much this year. They're getting very, very tech savvy. They know how to put images into their discussion posts. They've discussed their designs really, really well. This was not the link that I was hoping it would take me to, but that's okay. One of the students let me have a direct link to his on Tinkercad, and I could 3D like move it and stuff, but it's probably this one, but I'm probably already over my time. So
that's fine.
So
You can
we'll go
take some
ahead
more
and we'll let
time
Mr.
if you
Shane.
want.
Are you sure?
Sure. Yeah, I want to see
no,
the. I want.
It's not working. The link's not working. Sorry. It's all you, Mr. Shane.
All right. Okay, so I'm Mr. Shane, the physical education teacher. So I feel like during this crazy time that like I already know your kids, right? Like I feel like we've made this connection through this little screen here, and I'm just looking forward to get things rolling back in person. And so I really want everybody to be a part of Team Awesome, right? So that was my big reveal bit emoji there. So next slide there, Ms. Babayev. And so I'll just give you a little heads up of what we've been doing in class. And so if your kids are not personal trainer certified by the end of my class, then something is wrong, because we are doing all these different types of workouts. We're not just stuck to like just jumping jacks and that's all we do. So our personalized exercise program project is wrapping up in this mid-trimester phase. And we basically have done 10 different types of workouts. And so that's something that you might want to kind of take a peek at, or maybe join in or something like that. And it's ranges from all really difficult workouts to yoga workouts to core workouts. So everything that we can really benefit from. I'm starting to really mix things up with our class workouts. We've been implementing group workouts, right? Getting the kids kind of socialized with their with some exercise partners, and they seem to be really liking that too, right? But half the time when I click in their breakout room, they're just socializing a little bit, but that's okay, right? Because it's a little health and wellness too, and I like to see the interaction. So upcoming class focus, we're doing some wellness challenge now. So if you get this slideshow, you'll see the NCS Health and Wellness Challenge. I linked it to the title on the page. I've made it a part of our Wednesday self-care assignments. So today was like drink 80 ounces of water or track your water intake. Tomorrow is watch a quick clip on how food affects the brain. And so this will go through January. And then in February, I'm going to have students develop their own challenge calendar, because I think it's really important for us to keep track of time. And, even though time seems like it's standing still, these days and weeks are kind of going by, and we don't want to miss out on the opportunity to do some of these fun things. My classroom focus is going to be moving away from some of the workouts every day to some movement teaching, to where if we do come back to hybrid, right, it's something that we can transition quickly and get the kids out there moving, throwing some footballs or kicking soccer balls, and not a lot of like direct instruction, because we've already kind of worked on that during this distance learning time. So feel the burn, right? And I'm gonna go to the next slide.
So
I-
what's the,
yeah.
I just
I
wanted
think
to-
Mr. Shane kind of started on his, actually, what was coming up.
He did. So
Mhm.
trimester 3 is
Who knew?
we are in the middle of an exciting unit in humanities on ancient China. We're working on poetry. We're going to be working on a unit on historical fiction. And next Wednesday, we have a materials pickup, and we're hoping everybody comes and picks up their copy of Dragon Wings by Lawrence Yep, and also some extra art supplies. So please look forward to that. And in trimester 2, the kids can't wait because they know we're going to study ancient Greece and Rome, and they are chomping at the bit about studying mythology. So lots of cool things to look forward to. Science
Absolutely.
Tech, Ms. Babayo.
Yeah. Next week then at that materials pickup, I'll have some simple experiment materials there for you too. The kids are going to be trying to grow something. So we'll see how they do with that. And we're going to be looking at genetic traits and variety as we go through that. And that experiment is going to kind of be a touchstone back throughout the unit. So those will be there in those materials to pick up as well. And that's the main thing to know for Science Tech. So math.
Yeah, so in math, we're going to start working on a little bit of pre-algebra. So it can be a little bit scary when you start mixing up numbers and letters, but I'm really excited about what we have going on for the next unit. And in the pickup, there will also be some graph paper for the students.
I lied. All we're gonna do is fitness testing and Fitnessgram. So sorry, they caught me. No, I'm just kidding. No, our fitness testing and training will be. We'll start kind of logging in some of our progress on fitness. So.
If I could add one thing, I didn't tell them I was going to add this, but you guys might also be seeing in math this week, and then next week in humanities, we're doing our second round of iReady diagnostics, and I sent out a couple emails on that. I can send them if you like. What we're really hoping to see is the growth that your kiddos have made since September. We're already seeing it start to come in with some of the scores, and you should expect to get some communication from us once it's all wrapped up with like this is what they've done so far, this is what they're working on next, kind of individualized to your student.
And language arts iReady, reading iReady will be next week.
So we have some time built in for questions. If it's specifically about your child and some questions about, a specific assignment or your child, then feel free to email us and we'll get right back to you on that. But if you have any general questions about the program, we would love to answer them if you have any. Oh yeah, thank you for putting that in the chat too. Mrs. Goldman put in the specific times for the pickup next Wednesday, 2 to 4. For the novels and materials.
So as you're pondering your questions, let me say, really, like, if you have a question, probably somebody else has it. And this is a great time to say, like, I'm seeing them do this. Is that normal? Or I'm noticing like they haven't really done this. Should I expect that? I know some of you email me and ask me those questions, so this is the time to ask. But also, like, if you have something that, not like specific, my kid needs this, but like, how could I do this better? Or how could we do this better? We're really here to discuss. So you can feel free to put a question in the chat, or unmute and ask us however you want to do it. We'll allow that quiet think time.
I have one, Ms. Goldman. Should my student be able to do 20 push-ups? Yes, they should be able to do 20 push-ups. So you can check that.
This is what I will say is, you guys know that I'm going to like force you to tell us things. So, think about what questions, especially, if you have any like highlights that you want to share, something that you're like, hey, no question, but I've noticed this and this is really awesome. This would be a great opportunity to share that as well.
I have a question about the Artsonia.
Go.
Are they not being, I know they're not in class, so are they not taking their work for them to get?
So we haven't been using Artsonia this year in 6th grade. Normally I do because, but the quality of copies that I get when they're turned in digitally aren't really as good. Yeah, I might 3rd trimester if I can figure out a way. You miss it?
I do. I like getting the emails.
Okay, good to know. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way, isn't there a way for the kids to upload their artwork to that themselves?
I think that there would probably be a way. It's just being able to take a quality picture of their work.
Yeah, because sometimes they're taking pictures on their Chromebooks.
Yeah.
And it's not as high resolution.
For those of you that are not seasoned Leading Edge parents, Artsonia is a site that our expressions teachers use so that you can see their art, and so that you can then like order pictures of their art or like cards for grandma with the art on it and that sort of thing. And definitely they bring it back at some point, but whether or not it's going to be conducive in this environment. But hopefully you get to see the real thing too.
Yeah, that's true. And they're doing some amazing art. I mean, that's been one of the real thrills and surprises for me this year is the quality of art that they're doing at home and the way in which they share it and talk about it. It's just been really marvelous.
Are any parents finding that they have too much art at home right now and they need to drop some of it off for us to display in our office? Because I need some new art. Feel free.
Maybe they could drop off art when they do pick up on materials.
No, seriously. Both, like my office needs some new art, and my office buddy who has the office next to me, she's new to NCS and she doesn't have anything on the walls. And so if you have extra art, send it our way.
I'm going to send out a notice.
We'll trade you art for a novel.
Right.
Is anybody having like needing information on how to get access to books or reading materials or anything like that? Are kids have enough to read?
Oh, Annette, you know,
Zachary
is dying for a cooking show, and he really is.
Yay.
And, one of the things our distance learning facilitator, Kaylin Garmon, has talked about is doing a cooking segment with the kids in hubs, and I really hope we make that available to Zachary. He is so cute about cooking, so we'll have to play on that for sure.
That would be awesome.
In fact, this is one of the cool things about distance learning. In the morning, sometimes I have 3 kids who cook in my classroom a lot, and they will actually go, Mrs. Meindl, do you want to see what I made for breakfast? And they'll show me in their kitchen what they're doing. It's really fun.
So I know that sometimes we get a little bit nervous about asking questions with the live stream on. So I'm going to turn the live stream off. And then if there's still other questions that people want to ask kind of quietly, we can do that. But really, like, we're here for you, whatever you need. So I'm going to go